When a cosmic warrior's soul linked to a human. She dropped her weapon. The vast emptiness of space held secrets beyond imagination, but few were as surprising as the transmission that arrived at the Stellar Research Station Omega. Dr. Elena Rodriguez adjusted her monitoring equipment, her eyes widening as the signal repeated with an unmistakable pattern of complexity that defied standard communication protocols. The research station, positioned at the edge of known explored space, had been monitoring cosmic background radiation and potential interstellar communications for decades. Most days brought nothing more exciting than static and background noise. Today was different. The signal wasn't from any known civilization. Its mathematical precision suggested intelligence, but its structure was completely alien to anything in their comprehensive database. Elena called her team leader, Mark Williams, who arrived within minutes, his weathered face displaying a mixture of skepticism and growing excitement. "Run it again," Mark instructed, leaning over the complex array of monitors and signal processors. Elena's fingers danced across the holographic interface, isolating and amplifying different segments of the transmission. Each replay revealed something more intricate. The signal wasn't just random noise, it was a deliberate communication, structured with an intelligence that suggested something beyond simple mechanical transmission. The Galactic Research Consortium had long theorized about potential extraterrestrial intelligence, but concrete evidence had always remained frustratingly elusive. This signal was different. It contained mathematical sequences that seemed to adapt and change with each repetition, almost as if it was learning or responding to their attempts at decoding. "It's responding to our analysis," Elena murmured, her scientific skepticism fighting with her growing sense of wonder. Mark leaned closer, his decades of experience in cosmic research evident in his careful examination. "The complexity is unprecedented. Look how the signal modulates, it's not just sending information, it's interacting." Their initial attempts to decode the transmission revealed something extraordinary. Unlike previous hypothetical alien communications that scientists had imagined, which were often simplistic mathematical sequences or basic atomic representations, this signal demonstrated an adaptive intelligence. It seemed to be testing, probing, learning. The station's advanced quantum computers began working overtime, creating complex algorithms to interpret the transmission. Each attempt revealed new layers of complexity. The signal wasn't just communication, it was a form of intellectual challenge, almost like an advanced puzzle designed to test the recipient's cognitive capabilities. Within hours, news of the discovery spread through scientific channels. The Stellar Research Station Omega became the focal point of global excitement. Government agencies, private research institutions, and scientific communities worldwide turned their attention to this extraordinary development. What made the signal truly remarkable was its apparent ability to modify itself. Traditional communication models suggested a static message, but this transmission evolved. It responded to analysis, changed its mathematical structure, and seemed to be actively engaging with the researchers' attempts to understand it. Elena noticed something else: the signal contained what seemed like multiple layers of information. Some segments appeared to be mathematical proofs, others resembled complex geometric patterns, and some sections defied conventional understanding altogether. "It's like someone is deliberately testing our cognitive limits," Mark commented, his voice a mixture of professional restraint and childlike wonder. The team worked tirelessly, bringing in experts from various disciplines: mathematicians, linguists, quantum physicists, and communication specialists. Each brought a unique perspective to decoding the mysterious transmission. As days passed, the signal continued its intricate dance of communication. It became clear that this was no accident. Someone, or something, was deliberately reaching out, presenting a cosmic challenge that would test humanity's intellectual boundaries. Little did they know, this was just the beginning of an encounter that would challenge everything humanity understood about intelligence, communication, and their place in the universe. The first part of an extraordinary journey had begun, with a signal that whispered of possibilities beyond imagination. The research station hummed with electric anticipation. What had begun as a mysterious signal had transformed into something far more profound. Dr. Elena Rodriguez and her team had been working around the clock, their determination pushing the boundaries of human understanding. On the 72nd hour of continuous analysis, everything changed. Dr. Michael Chen, a quantum computing specialist, discovered something extraordinary. The signal wasn't just a message, it was a complex invitation. His breakthrough came during a moment of pure serendipity. While running a particularly complex algorithm, he noticed the signal responding in real time, adapting to each computational approach. "It's alive," Michael whispered, his hands trembling slightly as he called Elena and Mark to the primary research hub. The signal had revealed a stunning characteristic. It wasn't merely transmitting information, it was learning, evolving with each interaction. Traditional communication models collapsed in the face of this unprecedented phenomenon. What they were experiencing was closer to a living, thinking entity than a simple transmission. The global scientific community was divided. Some called it the greatest discovery in human history. Others warned of potential risks, suggesting caution in engaging with an unknown intelligence. Government agencies began discussions about potential protocols, while military strategists analyzed every possible scenario. Elena's team developed a revolutionary approach. Instead of trying to decode the signal traditionally, they would attempt to communicate back using the signal's own adaptive mathematical language. It was a risky strategy that challenged everything known about interstellar communication. Their first attempt was simple, a mathematical sequence representing prime numbers, followed by a complex geometric representation of human cellular structure. The response was instantaneous and breathtaking. The return signal didn't just acknowledge their communication, it expanded upon it. It introduced new mathematical concepts that pushed the boundaries of human understanding. Quantum physicists were stunned. The signal contained information that seemed to transcend current scientific knowledge. "It's like we're being taught," Mark observed, watching the complex patterns unfold on multiple screens. Not just communicated with, but educated. The signal began presenting increasingly complex challenges. Each was designed to test human cognitive capabilities, pushing the team to think beyond their established scientific paradigms. It was an intellectual gauntlet thrown down by an unknown intelligence. Government funding poured into the research station. The world watched with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. Humanity stood at the precipice of potentially the most significant discovery in its history. Michael's quantum computing team made another breakthrough. They realized the signal contained multidimensional information, not just in mathematical terms, but in ways that suggested a completely different understanding of reality. It was as if someone was showing them how limited their current perception of the universe truly was. "We're children being shown advanced mathematics," Elena remarked during a late-night strategy session. "And whoever, or whatever, is sending this signal is incredibly patient." The signal's complexity grew exponentially. It began introducing concepts that challenged fundamental scientific understanding. Quantum entanglement, dimensional theory, and computational models that seemed to defy known physical laws became part of their daily analysis. International scientific collaborations formed almost overnight. The research station became a global hub of intellectual exploration, with experts from every conceivable discipline working together. Political boundaries dissolved in the face of this extraordinary discovery. As weeks passed, the team began to understand something profound. This wasn't just a message from another civilization. It was a test, an invitation to prove humanity's potential. The signal seemed to be evaluating their species' capability for advanced understanding. Mark summarized it perfectly during a global press conference: "We're not just receiving a message. We're being challenged to expand our understanding of what's possible." The quantum breakthrough had transformed from a mysterious signal to something far more significant, a cosmic examination of humanity's intellectual potential. And humanity was just beginning to understand the magnitude of the challenge. The research station had transformed. What was once a quiet scientific outpost now buzzed with an energy that defied description. The mysterious signal had evolved into something far beyond a simple communication. It had become a catalyst for humanity's greatest intellectual challenge. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood before a massive holographic display, her team clustered around her. The signal had now revealed its true nature, an intricate test of human potential, a cosmic examination that probed the deepest reaches of human cognition and creativity. "We're not just receiving information," Elena explained to the gathered international team. "We're being challenged to prove our species' capacity for understanding." The signal had begun presenting increasingly complex problems. These were not mere mathematical puzzles or scientific challenges. They were multidimensional challenges that required collective human innovation. Each problem seemed designed to push the boundaries of human intellectual collaboration. Dr. Michael Chen had developed a revolutionary Neuralink computational system. By combining advanced quantum computing with collaborative human intelligence, they could process the signal's challenges in ways no single computer or individual could achieve. Teams from different scientific disciplines worked simultaneously, their minds connected through a groundbreaking technological interface. Their first major breakthrough came unexpectedly. The signal presented a problem that seemed unsolvable, a complex dimensional calculation that violated known physical laws. Traditional approaches failed repeatedly. But human creativity found an unexpected solution. A young researcher named Alex, who had previously worked in renewable energy design, recognized a pattern similar to molecular energy transfer systems. Her insight, combined with the team's collective analysis, cracked a problem that had seemed impossible. The signal's response was immediate and extraordinary. It wasn't just acknowledging their solution, it was expanding their understanding. Complex dimensional models began to unfold, revealing potential technological applications that could revolutionize human understanding of energy, space, and matter. Global governments and scientific institutions watched in awe. This was more than a scientific discovery. It was a fundamental reimagining of human potential. The challenges became increasingly sophisticated. Each problem required not just individual brilliance, but collective human innovation. Cultural barriers dissolved as researchers from different backgrounds found unique approaches to solving these cosmic puzzles. An unexpected aspect emerged. The signal seemed to be teaching as much as testing. Each solved challenge revealed new layers of understanding, presenting humanity with glimpses of knowledge far beyond their current technological capabilities. Mark Williams, the station's lead director, described it perfectly during a global broadcast: "We're not just receiving a message from another intelligence. We're being invited to join a larger conversation about the nature of existence itself." The Neuralink system developed by Michael's team proved crucial. By connecting human minds in a collaborative computational network, they could process information at speeds and complexities previously unimaginable. It was a testament to human adaptability and collective intelligence. International tensions that had seemed insurmountable began to dissolve. The cosmic challenge presented by the signal required a united human response. Scientific collaborations formed across previous political boundaries, with researchers from every continent working together. As weeks turned into months, the team began to understand the true nature of their cosmic examination. The signal was more than a test, it was an invitation. An invitation to prove that humanity possessed the potential to understand and potentially join a larger, more complex universal intelligence. "We're being evaluated," Elena told her team during a late-night strategy session. "Not just for our scientific knowledge, but for our capacity to grow, to adapt, to understand." The final challenge was approaching. Everything they had learned, every collaborative breakthrough, had been preparing them for this moment. Humanity stood at the precipice of a potentially transformative discovery. The cosmic signal pulsed, waiting. Challenging. Inviting. Humanity was ready to respond. The moment of truth arrived with unexpected simplicity. After months of intense preparation, the research station fell into an unnatural silence. The complex neural link systems hummed quietly, millions of computational threads converging on a single point of potential breakthrough. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood at the center of a global network of scientists, her hands steady, her mind clear. The final challenge from the mysterious signal was unlike anything they had encountered before. It wasn't a mathematical equation or a dimensional puzzle. It was something far more profound, a test of collective human consciousness. "We're not solving a problem," Michaelchen whispered, his voice barely audible. "We're proving who we are as a species." The signal began to pulse with a rhythm that seemed to resonate with human brainwave patterns. It was adaptive, responsive, almost alive. Each team member experienced something unique yet interconnected. Researchers from Tokyo, Cape Town, Rio de Janeiro, and Moscow felt simultaneous moments of clarity that transcended language and cultural boundaries. What emerged was not just a solution, but a collective vision. Humanity's strength wasn't in individual brilliance, but in its capacity for empathy, adaptation, and collaborative thinking. The signal seemed to be waiting for this very revelation. It wasn't seeking technical perfection, but understanding of a deeper, more fundamental truth. Alex, the renewable energy researcher, found herself visualizing a complex network of interconnected potential, not just technological, but human. Her insights merged with computational models, creating something entirely new. The Neuralink system captured every nuance, every moment of collective inspiration. Mark Williams watched in silent awe as the global team moved beyond traditional scientific boundaries. This was more than research. This was a collective awakening. The signal began to transform. What had been a complex mathematical communication now revealed itself as something far more remarkable. It was a bridge, an invitation to a larger cosmic understanding that humanity had been unconsciously preparing for throughout its entire evolutionary journey. Images began to form. Not through traditional visual means, but through a complex interchange of conceptual understanding. Researchers saw, experienced, glimpses of civilizations that had long passed, technological achievements beyond current human comprehension, and potential futures that defied linear understanding. "We're being shown our potential," Elena realized, her voice carrying a mixture of wonder and profound responsibility. The signal was teaching, not by providing direct information, but by awakening humanity's inherent capacity for growth and understanding. It revealed that the true measure of intelligence wasn't in technological advancement, but in the ability to adapt, to empathize, to imagine beyond current limitations. Global communication networks lit up. What had begun as a scientific endeavor had become a transformative human experience. Political leaders, who had previously been skeptical, now watched in unified anticipation. The final moments of the cosmic challenge approached. The Neuralink system reached a critical point of synchronized understanding. Millions of human minds, connected through technology and shared purpose, became a single, coherent consciousness. And then, silence. But it was a silence filled with potential. The signal didn't provide answers. Instead, it had posed the ultimate question: was humanity ready to take its next evolutionary step? As the research station system stabilized, Elena looked at her team. They had changed. Not just in their understanding of science, but in their perception of human potential. Mark's final words captured the moment perfectly: "We're not just receivers of a message. We're participants in a cosmic conversation." The bridge between humanity and a larger universal intelligence had been established. Not through conquest or technological superiority, but through the most human of qualities: curiosity, empathy, and an unquenchable desire to understand. The signal pulsed one final time. An invitation. A challenge. A beginning.